Hi, my name's Colin Tsai, and I'm here at IBC 2018 at the Avid booth, and today I'm showing you Maestro PowerWall. Maestro PowerWall is our all-in-one solution to create, control, and manage content for in-studio displays. It uses our HDVG4 graphics engine, which is the same graphics engine we use for our news graphics and our augmented graphics, meaning you have access to the same 2D and 3D engine. Now, let's go over what we have here at the booth. We have 3 HD monitors here at the top, and those are configured as one wall. We have a standard 16:9 display over here. We have a rotated 1080x1920 display here, and we have something that's very unique to our solution, which is a program preview. What that allows you to do is have not only a confidence feed for content that's going to be coming up to air, but it allows you to build without affecting what's on the program. So we can create a whole other look without bringing content, without affecting the content that's currently on air in your studio. So I'll give you an example of that right now. You'll see over here in the UI, we have a preview and a program which matches the single and the double that we have over on the visual preview and program. Now, currently we have the Arizona Coyotes right there. I'd like to change that, so I'm going to tap on that image that's located in my UI, and you'll see I have access to anything down here. I am going to choose the Pittsburgh Penguins. You'll see as soon as I change that, it updates over here in the preview. Now, not only does it update the image, but it also updates the name. What's nice about this solution is we can tie into any type of data source: SQL, RSS feeds, Excel files. So as soon as it sees that image, it looks at the data source and says, okay, when I have that, I'm going to change the text to Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, you'll see I haven't affected what's in the program. So as soon as I hit transition, the content on the program is removed, and then the content from the preview moves up. And then obviously, like a production switcher, everything in the program and preview switches. So this is all done in real time. None of this is pre-rendered. So I don't have to go template 1, 2, 3, 4. I can jump around if something needs to be changed last minute. So I can change Montreal to Anaheim, for example, bring that to air. I'm doing this on the fly. I'm not pre-rendering anything. Now, we do have a lot of integration with third-party devices with this system, which I'll get into in a few minutes. But what I'd like to show you first is our interactive portion. So Maestro PowerWall has an iPad app that allows for interactivity with content that's on the graphics engine. So you'll see here, we're actually streaming from the graphics engine over Wi-Fi to the iPad app, this Game Center Live scene. Now, this scene has been built with interactive boxes all over it. So you'll see here, if I touch, for example, Pittsburgh, Montreal, you'll see that the cover on top is removed to expose the video, and then when we tap again, you'll see that that video can go full screen. Now, this can obviously be designed in any way you would like, any look, any feel. We support multi-touch and drag and drop. This is just an example of what can be done. We also support touchscreen monitors as well, so you can use them in combination. It really allows your anchor to kind of work with the graphics and be engaged in the graphics while telling the story. All right. Now, what I'm going to do now is turn off this production and view the production that I have underneath it. What's nice is we have up to 254 layers, so it's not uncommon for customers to use 10 or 11 layers to show a bug, a lower third, a ticker, a background, foreground, etc. So what I'll do right now is I'm going to turn that off. You'll see here I now have different content underneath what I've just removed. Now I'm going to take a template. You'll see up here I have tabs. These tabs can control individual monitors, individual layers, or your entire studio. So I'll select one right here that's going to control our big monitor, and I'll select an 8-box. Now you'll see that on the bottom of the screen, that 8-box is populated with currently video sources. I will select one of those boxes on my preview, so let's do the first one, and you'll see that it gives me a few options here. I can load a clip, which is located on the engine itself. It has 2 terabytes of storage and can play non-standard resolution clips, so we could populate this in its native resolution if we wanted to. We can also load an image, and that image is living on the server as well. And then finally, we can populate it with a live video source. Now, this is actually showing me all of the sources that I have available on my Vision Mixer. So you'll see I have cam 1 through 4 and some assigns as well. So let's select camera 2, and you'll see as soon as I select camera 2, over here on the preview, that content is changed. We're not changing one of the video inputs going into the box. We're actually changing the aux outputs on your Vision Mixer. Now, when this becomes really handy is that I can populate all 8 of these boxes with video sources, live video sources, and save them down here as a preset. If I save them as a preset or a snapshot, I can then call up one after the other. I can go from an 8 box to a 6 box to a 5 box. And my TD over here doesn't have to worry about manually making those aux changes. We're doing that automatically from the PowerWall software. So it really takes a lot of work away from the TD and allows them to focus on the rest of the show. So you'll see I'm going to go in here and just change a few different sources. And after I do that, I can hit transition just like I could before. And you'll see that all that content is brought onto the program. Now, I also want to add some location tags here. So I'm going to go to this 4th box over there. I'm going to select the text box here, and let's put in a location. So there we go. I temporarily forgot how to spell Amsterdam. And we'll hit confirm. And you see there, we now have text that goes along with that box. These boxes can be arranged as well, very simply within our production manager, which I'll get into in a couple minutes. We can also tie data to these boxes as well. So for example, when the system gets camera 1 or camera 4 or remote 8 as a source, we can actually tie locations and names directly to the text box, which will allow it to update automatically. So again, we're really simplifying the pre-production and production work by using this template-based PowerWall system. So what I'm going to do now is remove that content, again, very simply with some nice animations. Now, the important thing to note as well is if there's already content on the screen and you bring in additional content, we have transition logic built in, which basically means it will remove anything that's not supposed to be there, so it won't be covered up and we won't have, a mess of layering graphics. So that transition logic is all built directly into the software as well. All right, so you'll see here, I showed you my 8 boxes. I have here templates for. What I can do is I can open up my Maestro PowerWall Production Manager, and you'll see here I have access to all of the tabs that are available on the client. So we're going to choose the wall boxes, and we'll choose the 6 box, for example. You'll see here it gives me a visual representation of my video wall, which is 5760 by 1080. And you'll see that I can move any of the assets that I have here around. Now those assets can include boxes, logos, bugs, really anything that the graphics department comes up with and authors. This is all fine and great, but I'd actually like to see this on air. So we have something here that we've added called live mode. Now if we turn on live mode, it will first warn me that, hey, make sure you're not on air so we don't overwrite anything that's currently on the screens. And then we can hit confirm, and you'll see here that all of the boxes and assets that I have down here in my production manager actually appear on the output of the engine. Now I can then drag these assets around, I can resize them, I can choose the type of content that would actually be used in there. So if we don't want to have live video, you can lock that out for your operator. We can then save this template or layout that I've just created, and then immediately reload it within the PowerWall client. It takes about 3 seconds. We can then load up any changes we've just made, and they will be available for the producers in the newsroom, or even the operator to populate before they go to air. All right, so I'm just going to turn my live mode off here, and I'll show you one last thing before we go. We also have integration with Media Central Newsroom Management. So you'll see here we have a plugin directly within. This is the iNews software. We will soon support Cloud UX as well. We can populate individual fields within the template for the video wall. We can then drop that into our active rundown, and then when we go back into the PowerWall client, you'll actually see that we have access to the newsroom. So we can get away with not actually having an operator at all for the PowerWall client. It can be controlled from the production switcher or from an automation system. Producers can populate templates with images, clips, live video, text, colors, whatever they want to change or whatever the designers have exposed to them. And then all of that content will automatically appear in the active rundown within PowerWall. After that, the production switcher can just move through each item one by one and bring them to air. So Maestro PowerWall, the idea with this is that we want to allow you to use the screens to really tell a story and engage the viewer, as well as simplify your pre-production and production process that will allow you to focus more on content and really create a great newscast or a great production. If you have any questions, come down and talk to me at the booth. I'll be here all week.